Creating Black Americans, African American History and Its Significance, 1619 to the Present is a historical book penned by Nell Irvin Painter, a distinguished Ivy League scholar and historian. Painter's objective was to encapsulate the evolution of African American culture in the United States, spanning from the transatlantic slave trade era to contemporary times. Published in 2006, the book incorporates a rich array of noteworthy images, candid photographs, and paintings by Black artists, accompanied by insightful analysis. These visuals serve to illustrate how Black Americans have actively shaped and portrayed their own narrative throughout history. While accessible to general readers, the book primarily targets educational settings. Painter aims to traverse the annals of African American history, debunking prevalent myths within American historical discourse, particularly those surrounding Black culture. Commencing in 1619, Painter delves into the impact of the transatlantic slave trade, tracing its ramifications across North and South America. Drawing from the research of numerous historians and scholars, she examines the institution of slavery in America, addressing misconceptions such as the notion that slavery was confined solely to the southern states. Painter elucidates how slavery played a pivotal role in fueling America's economic growth during the 18th century. Enslaved individuals cultivated crops to sustain the American populace, while also cultivating cash crops like tobacco and cotton for export, bolstering the nation's coffers. Notably, Painter highlights the complicity of Northern institutions, including the Bank of America, which profited from the exploitation of Black labor. Furthermore, Painter shines a spotlight on influential African American intellectuals, writers, and artists who either produced significant works during this epoch or captured its essence through visual art forms. For instance, she incorporates the narrative of Olaudah Equiano, one of the earliest Africans transported into slavery, who documented his harrowing experiences on plantations. Painter's overarching aim is to amplify the voices of Black Americans in narrating their own history, with art serving as a conduit for often marginalized perspectives to be heard and integrated into the broader historical narrative. In her exploration of the Civil War and emancipation, Painter dispels the notion of Abraham Lincoln solely as the great emancipator, highlighting his complex role. She challenges the perspective of Southern thinkers who downplay slavery's significance in igniting the Civil War. Painter exposes the initial denial among white Northerners, who viewed the conflict as exclusively a white man's war until voices like Frederick Douglass emphasized the imperative of emancipation. Eventually, Lincoln acquiesced to allowing Black men to enlist, resulting in over 200,000 Black soldiers joining the Union cause. Nonetheless, Painter uses this period as a springboard to examine the persistent discrimination, violence, and inequality faced by Black soldiers throughout American military history. Throughout her narrative, Painter integrates a plethora of photographs, both staged and candid, which enrich the portrayal of Black community development during and after the Jim Crow era, alongside the civil rights movement. She delves into the contributions of prominent Black figures such as Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, Jr., while also addressing Black nationalism and the motivations behind Black Americans' inclination to protest, dispelling common misconceptions surrounding this ideology. Painter extends her discourse to contemporary times, discussing the influence of hip-hop and addressing ongoing political challenges predominantly affecting African Americans. These include issues like healthcare access, mass incarceration, the war on drugs, and voting rights, particularly pertinent in the context of the 2000 presidential election and beyond. Nell Irvin Painter, primarily a historian specializing in Southern history, spent a significant portion of her academic career at Princeton University. She pursued her education at Harvard and the University of California, Berkeley, later returning to Rutgers to obtain a Bachelor of Fine Arts and an MFA from the Rhode Island School of Design. Painter reflects on this journey in her memoir, Olden Art School. Alongside her scholarly works such as Southern History Across the Color Line and The History of White People, she has also explored the lives of figures like Sojourner Truth and Hosea Hudson, a Black communist and labor leader in the American South. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.